Hello, welcome to my channel. This is going to be another no food review update on My Anxiety Will Not Let Up. The other day I put a video up on some idiots that called the police on me, which is just absurd. But tomorrow I get my 5th treatment of Spravato, which is X-ketamine, shot up my nose. 3 times in this nose, 3 times in this nose. First we start out with 2 sprays in each nose. So anyway, I'm not looking forward to it. As usual, it makes me very nauseated and it gives me anxiety. Now that the doctor has put me on Xanax, I can take a half a Xanax, a whole Xanax, and I also am on ondansetron, or also known as Zofran, for the nausea. But I got to make sure I get up early and take both so that they kick in. Then the Xanax, unfortunately, makes me more drugged up and nappy. Doesn't give me full night's sleep. It just makes me nappy. But it doesn't really do much for the anxiety. It does calm it down, which doesn't make sense. But let me tell you what's been going on. So I got off the Buspar because my doctor said you've been taking it and it's not been helping. It's now close to about a month and I still have diarrhea every single day. I have to take 2 to 3 of these a day just to make it to where my diarrhea is not as often. But pretty much every bowel movement I have is loose. I'm also taking fiber because fiber is supposed to cause roughage or bulkage so that I actually have a consistency and not just water. My appetite has gotten a little bit better. Like I said, I got the Buspar. They've went up on my Zoloft. They started me on 25 milligrams but told me to take a half for 2 weeks. I just did that for 1 week. And then I went straight to 25 milligrams, which is not a big deal because 25 milligrams is still like extremely low. And I told the doctor that there's like 1 week, 2 weeks, that's not going to make a difference. But your body's already kind of got used to it. Then I was on 25 milligrams for, I want to say, a little over 3 weeks. And now they're having me on 50 milligrams. The side effects of Zoloft is lack of sleep and diarrhea. Could that be the reason why I'm not sleeping and the diarrhea? This all started some time ago, about almost a month ago. I've been on the antidepressants for over a month. So I started the antidepressant because my boyfriend left to the Philippines because his father's not feeling well. So I started on the antidepressant. Then, I don't know, it was maybe like a week and a half or 2 weeks later or something like that, if I'm getting my dates right, when I started to have the anxiety over the loss of my house. My taxes going through the roof and I may lose my home because of the property situation. But this is the weird stuff that's going on. Last night I couldn't sleep. The doctor also put me on Ambien, but I want to try to take them sparingly because she only gave me a few. Okay? She told me to take a half of one. A half of one doesn't do nothing. A full one, you know. So last night I was like, I wasn't having any anxiety last night, which was really, like, nice. I mean, I was, but the anxiety was, like, extremely low. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always have anxiety, but it's just, like, just kind of there. It's not, like, a big deal. And so, I was stressed out last night after getting off the phone with someone. Very stressed out. But stress and anxiety is 2 different things. And I'm tired of people saying that it's the same, or they lump it up, stress and anxiety. No, it's stress and then there is anxiety. It's not stress and anxiety. You know, people that say they have anxiety, a lot of them, they have stress. I was stressed out, but I wasn't having anxiety. Okay? There's a huge difference between the two. Okay? Huge difference. If someone annoys the shit out of you and you're stressed out, but are you scared to death that something bad will happen? No. That's anxiety. That's anxiety. Okay? Having a headache from a stressful day is stress and a migraine. But being scared to death that something bad will happen to you, that's not the same. So let me get back to my original reason why I'm uploading this video. I know I take forever on my videos, but I think they're worth it because you can get some insight. So last night I couldn't sleep. I finally took, I believe, almost a half of a Xanax just to like help me sleep because I didn't want to because it was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, if I take an Ambien, I don't want to sleep for 9 hours. I just want to get a little bit of rest. The weird thing is I'm taking a Xanax at like 3 in the morning. I wake up at 9 a.m. This is with Xanax in my system. Okay, that's supposed to help anxiety. I wake up at 9 a.m. with the worst anxiety. I mean, bad. And I don't do nothing between 9 and 11. I'm like, well, I'm not going to take another Xanax. I'm going to write it out. And it's just building and building and building. Anxiety, for me, is a heaviness on my chest. Like someone is sitting on my chest. That, like, kind of like, you know, like, oh my God. You know, like that kid, oh my God, there's a snake there. You know, you feel it like right there. It's like, oh my God, you know, your chest clenches, like that kid might get hurt. You know, like that type of a thing. There's a heaviness here, and my head is telling me something bad is and will happen. And it's kind of like that fight or flight. I'm like, well, but then it's like, well, what will bad happen? Because, like, I woke up with anxiety. It's like, well, what was on your mind? Were you worried about losing your house and the taxes? There was nothing on my mind. Did you have a bad dream? No. Like, I literally wake up with panic. Of course, this has been going on. Like, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night just drenched in sweat and panic. But that is when my mind is on losing my home and the taxes going up. Mostly losing my home because of the land situation. When I woke up this morning, nothing was on my mind. But within like 4 or 5 seconds, right away it hit me. Heaviness in my chest, thoughts that something bad's going to happen, and then my stomach starts cramping up. So I rushed to the bathroom, hunched over, because when my stomach cramps, it could be because it's just cramping or it's because I got the diarrhea again. When I say that I'm like going throughout the day diarrhea, when I tell you that I've already pooped my pants several times, when I tell you I'm taking these 3 times a day, and probably I should be taking 4, there's something going on with me. This has been going on a month. That's a long time. It's one thing to have loose stool for a couple of days. This has been going on almost a month. Or about 27, 28 days, I think it's been now. You might as well say a month. It's been almost a month since I found out that I may lose my home. Am I going to? I'm not saying I may. It's a very serious legal matter, okay? So I'm waking up and I'm like, why am I having this anxiety? So I'm like, well, what are you thinking about, Jimmy? Nothing comes to mind. Of course, the first thing that after that comes to mind is, well, yeah, you're going through stress with the taxes and that, but I'm like, my mind isn't on that. Like, I know it's there, but like, that's not there as it was like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. So I'm like, why am I having anxiety now? Like, I got off the Buz bar. Am I getting withdrawal symptoms? But I wasn't on the Buz bar that long. And the Buz bar wasn't helping me. So my doctor said, get off the Buz bar and get on Xanax. I'm not going through withdrawal symptoms from the Xanax because I'm taking that extremely, extremely conservatively. I'm allowed 3 Xanaxes a day. And I take no more than 1, maybe 1.5. And no, actually, I think the most I've ever taken is 1 in 24 hours. Like, and why, when I took a Xanax around 4 in the morning, around there, why do I wake up at 9 with anxiety? If you remember right, I told you I couldn't sleep. I kept tossing and turning with no anxiety. Then I took a Xanax to help me sleep, and a few hours later I wake up with anxiety. I don't think that Xanax is causing anxiety. Like, it never has in the past. But I've noticed since I've been on the Xanax, it's not doing much for my anxiety. So it's frustrating. It's now, I think, going on 12, and I can still feel this heaviness in my chest. And my stomach is still cramping up, like something bad is going to happen. But, like, I asked myself, I'm like, is something bad going to happen today? And the weird thing is like, I'm scared to leave the house. But at the same time, I want to go back to bed. But then I would have to take an Ambien to help me sleep well. And tomorrow, I got to go to bed at a decent rate. I can't be sleeping during the day. Because tomorrow morning, I got to get early up for my Spravato treatment. So the only thing I can figure out is it's possible all this is from the antidepressant, which is the Zoloft. I recently went up on my milligrams. I belong to a Zoloft group on Facebook. And they said that a lot of people have different responses with Zoloft. But a lot of times when you first get on it, and or when they go up on your dose, anxiety. Zoloft is an antidepressant that's supposed to help depression and anxiety. But the side effects is depression and anxiety when you first get on it and or when you go up on dosing. Another reason why this could be going on is normally when I wake up in the morning, what do? Take hydrocodone. Well, I got off the hydrocodone because my pain doctor will not prescribe me hydrocodone if I'm on sleeping pills or benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines like Ativan, Xanax, Klonopin, clozapam, stuff like that. Benzodiazepines bring you down and calm anxiety. And they're really good at it. Like, if you look it up, like the best thing to make anxiety attack go away, first thing, benzodiazepines. Am I on the right benzodiazepine, Xanax? Probably not. Klonopin, you don't have to take as often. And like if you take it, it doesn't last a couple hours and you take another one. Like if you take it, it can last for like 8 to 10 hours. And when I took it in the past, it didn't make me drugged up. The problem with Klonopin is it stays in your system for 30 days. Xanax only stays in your system for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, for a piss test, I would say 7 days. My doctor has no problem putting me on Klonopin. But the moment I want to get back on pain pills, I have to piss test completely clear from benzos. Like the moment I go back to my pain doctor and say, okay, the doctor put me on benzodiazepines and sleeping pills, but I stopped today. Or I stopped 2 days ago. He's going to piss test me. There's still benzos in your system. There's still that sleeping pill. Come back in a week. We have to piss test you again. Well, with Xanax, I come back a week later. After 7 days, it's out of my system. Ambien, I think it lasts 3 or 4 days. I'm not too worried about that because, whatever. But, with all due respect, and I know my primary doctor is amazing. I love her to death. I told her, I was like, the problem with Klonopin is the moment my anxiety, the antidepressants start working, the situation in my house is cleared up. The Spravato treatment starts working. Whatever is going to cause my anxiety to finally be at bay, from that moment on, you take me off the benzos. But if you got me on Klonopin, you only take one Klonopin and you will blood test high for 30 days. So if she puts me on the Klonopin, the moment I finally get off of that and my anxiety has subsided, for whatever reason, because the situation with my house is better, the antidepressant finally kicked in, the Spravato X-ketamine that I shoot up my nose twice a week, which I don't like, at the hospital, which I can't drive, makes me high, which I don't like. It's not a good high. It makes me hallucinate. I don't like that. I've never done street drugs. Once my anxiety is over with, and I try to get back on my hydrocodone, which I desperately need. I'm still having withdrawal symptoms from that. That alone can cause diarrhea. But the diarrhea started before I stopped the hydrocodone. But stopping the hydrocodone can make my diarrhea worse. And my primary doctor has said, that diarrhea, a lot of it may be becoming not just from your anxiety and not just from the antidepressant, but the fact that you quit cold turkey hydrocodone. To my point is, once I get off Klonopin, if she puts me on, which is a wonderful benzo, you don't have to pop them 3 times a day. You pop it, and it stays in your system for a long time to keep your anxiety. Instead of Xanax, it drops it and goes back up. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the addiction comes in. I don't want to be addicted to pills. Klonopin, and also Klonopin doesn't make me all, ooh, I don't feel so well, but I still have anxiety. No, it works wonders. It stays in the system for 30 days. So the moment she takes me off of it, I have to wait a whole month. No, another month before I can get on my hydrocodone. I want to get on my hydrocodone like now. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm popping Tylenol throughout the day. I'm not taking an overdose, and that's not what's causing the diarrhea. I take Tylenol all the time. That doesn't cause my diarrhea. So as much as she wanted to put me on it, and I told her it worked wonders for me, and it's less addicting, it's going to stay in my system too long. And I'm trying to get my anxiety at bay, get off sleeping pills and benzos, get them out of my system, piss test clear. Then the pain doctor can say, okay, finally you got off of them, but you have to piss test clear from them. Like my primary doctor can tell my pain management doctor, he got off the benzos, so can you start him on hydrocodone tomorrow? No, let's wait a week and piss test him. Once he piss tests clear for benzos and sleeping medicine, then we'll put him on the hydrocodone. With Klonopin, also known as clozapam, this shit stays in your system a month. A whole month. So she puts me on Klonopin, and let's say in a month from now, my anxiety's at bay. I still have to wait another month. Now it's 2 months I've been off my hydrocodone. Then the pain doctor can say, well, Mr. I was going to say my last name. You've been off hydrocodone for 2 months. Do you really need it? I mean, you've been doing well. Yeah, I still need it. I'm still in pain every day. The hydrocodone just doesn't help my degenerative disc in my back and my neck. It does something to my body to where all the aches and pains, when I wake up in the morning, I have to run my hands under hot water. They are so stiff. I have arthritis. I'm going on 50. I have a lot of aches and pains. The hydrocodone has allowed me to get out of bed, move about, and feel like I'm young and not going on 50. Not because I popped the pills and got high off them. No. I've always taken the exact amount the doctor prescribed or less. I've been on hydrocodone for like way over 10 years. I'm going to say 14. More like 16 years. I think if I can handle the hydrocodone and have never taken over and a lot of times taken under for 16 years, I think I've proven to the system and to you and the doctors that I don't abuse medicine. I mean, they started me off almost 16 years ago on 2 10 milligrams of hydrocodone. 16 years later, I'm still on 2 milligrams hydrocodone. I'm sorry, 2 10 milligrams. I mean, pain medicine is there for a reason. It's not to abuse it. I've proven for 16 years I haven't abused it. Do you think I'm going to abuse it anytime soon? But being on pain medicine for that long, can you imagine the fucking hell I've been going through with withdrawal symptoms? I mean, I wish somebody would really realize the fucking hell I'm going through. Having diarrhea every fucking day. Having to take 3 of anti-diarrhea medicine. I'm constantly buying package. I went to Dollar Tree and I bought I bought 5. I should have bought 10. They're really cheap, by the way, at these the generic at Dollar Tree. They're the cheapest I found, and I shop around. My friend said I could come over today and she would help me color my hair. I was going to go to the gym. I am, like, scared to leave the house. Like, I'm in this fight or flight, and I don't know if I should lay down, take another Xanax, be in the house, leave the house. Like, I am just literally horrified, and I mean horrified that something bad is going to happen. Why? I don't know. It's my anxiety. But why is it going off now? And why didn't it go off last night? I had a sleepless night. I was tossing and turning. Oh, because you had anxiety? No, I didn't have any anxiety last night. I was pissed off from a phone call. That's probably why I couldn't sleep, and the fact that I haven't been sleeping for a month. But I had no anxiety last night. Why would I wake up in the morning, a few hours after taking a Xanax, with anxiety? And that was at 9, and now it's probably past 12. And just talking to you right now, I'm holding my butt cheeks together because I feel like I gotta go again. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Is it the antidepressant? Should I get off of it? Is it just my anxiety? I don't know. I mean, it's bad enough I have to deal with the depression and the anxiety, the diarrhea, the aches and pains, the withdrawal symptoms. I mean, I'm dealing with so much. But that's what's going on with me. That's what's going on with me. I'm just letting y'all know right now. It'll probably be a while before I do any food reviews. Because most people that want to see a positive food review, and the title of this is, they're already going to know it's a depressing video, so they can skip it, or if they're interested in it. But I'm not going to show me smiling, reviewing a food, and then be in this state of mind. Because you should click on what you get what you pay for. If you click on depression, anxiety, you're going to see depression, anxiety. If you click on me smiling with food and I'm depressed in the video, that's not fair to you. I try to do, I want to try to do, you know, I have a Patreon to help me financially buy food. If anyone supports me, it's not going to food. It's going to a lawyer to help me to keep my home. To keep my home. Because right now, I don't even eat that much. I don't even eat that much. I'm not hungry. My stomach is always cramping up. I've lost, I think they said 8 pounds. And like, which is fine. I was a little bit overweight anyway. But I'm just saying, like, food is the last thing on my mind. I gotta go back to the bathroom, so I'll keep y'all informed.